So today we're going to go ahead and put together this wind generator, which you see I've already got done. It's a Win 4750W. Picked this up from Amazon, had it delivered. So it was $440 plus tax, and that included the delivery. And it's a model number DF475T, if you want to do a search for it. What I was looking for her in a generator was something relatively small. 4750 surge is pretty good for wattage. It's 3,800 watts running. On gasoline, it's a little bit less on both those numbers if you're going to use LP. I wasn't necessarily looking for an LP, so that was kind of a bonus. What I was looking for, and she really wanted, was electric start. And then I wanted to make sure we got wheels so you can roll the thing around easily. This thing weighs about 100 pounds. It holds 4 gallons of gas, and I'll throw a couple more pertinent pieces of information up here. But that's about the right size generator if you just want to run the minimum stuff in your house, like the refrigerator, your gas furnace, your gas water heater, stuff like that. You can run this on 120. I also wanted to make sure that it would run 240, so it's got both outlets for that. It's got the 120 outlets, and it's got a 240 outlet. And I'm not going to go into any detail on how to get this connected up to your house, because there's so many improper and illegal ways to do that, and I'm just going to get myself in trouble if I try to give you any clues on how to do that. But you'll need to find somebody that's knowledgeable to help you with that aspect of it. But nice little generator, went together pretty well. A couple of things along, a little bumps in the road along the way as you go. The big one was finding the keys, which was kind of hilarious, but you'll find out about that in my video here. Have fun watching the video. I hope it helps. All right, we're going to try and get this box open up. I think I'll just cut the straps. I want to save the box just in case it's got to be returned. So the box is right side up, and I'm going to roll it over. I'm not going to take anything out of there. Ooh, I'm going to roll it back right side up. And hopefully I can get the box off. Without destroying the box. Ooh, we got some hardware, we got some wrenches, washers and nuts. Here's a propane hose, handle, and the 2 wheels. Whoop, thud. Yeah, be careful with that. That's the oil. It looks like we got a big styrofoam insert here. I can't find any instruction manual that was shipped with it. You can download it from online at the Amazon website. There's a link to download the 40-page user's manual. In this case, it starts out by saying to remove a couple of shipping brackets. These 2 red brackets, they have to be removed. Looks like a 10 millimeter will work. So I've got these 2 bolts out, and there's a bolt on the bottom of the. Probably would have been easier to take these 2 bolts out first, so the bracket doesn't spin. There's a nut on the other side. Brackets and a couple of bolts. Bracket and a nut and bolt. Next step is to put on these legs. These legs are going to go on this end here. There's 2 holes right here. So I've got a couple of bolts. For this, we're going to go with an 8mm. So the bolt's an 8 and the nut's a 10. We're going to tighten these down pretty good. So that's nice and rigid. Legs are on. Now it's time for the wheels. And for the wheel, there is an inside and an outside. This is the inside. It's not really clear in the instructions, but anyway, this goes on the inside towards the generator. So we'll put the pin in from the outside. Washer goes on the inside. And then we'll set that in this hole here. We'll take this pin, this clip, and pop that on. So here's the wheel. Put the pin in. Put the washer on. Slip it in that hole. And we're touching the battery cable. They weren't telling us anything about that, so we're going to have to fix that. So this is a bracket to hold the handle in place so it's not flopping around, I guess. We've got one long bolt and a nut left to cover that. That's going to be a number 8 for the bolt and a number 10 for the nut. I don't see that this makes any difference whether the handle goes this way or this way. I think I'm going to put it this way. That'll keep it away from the pull handle. Now this bolt has got a little step on it. I think that's so you can't over tighten it. So I'm going to snug that one up for starters. And I've got a couple of relatively large bolts. And that snaps right in place. The bolt head is a number 10 and the nut is a 13. The bolt head is a 13 and the nut is a 10. Now, if this is designed right, you should be able to tighten this up. And there should be plenty of room for this to pivot, and it does. It doesn't say anything in the instructions about this, but there is a card here that says to plug the battery in. So the battery's not plugged in, but I do have to be careful that I don't touch the positive and negative terminals on the battery. It is an 8mm. So let me see if I can get back in here. Loosen this up a little bit. And turn that wire up. We'll take this off. I'll go ahead and plug that in right here, right now. There's nothing up behind here. Okay, I'm a little worried. I haven't seen the keys yet. That's a little worrisome. As I took the plastic bag out from underneath the generator, that little screw was in there inside the bag. So I fell. So there's the oil fill, and that might be the oil drain, but we're more interested in the oil fill. Now it came with some oil, 10W30, and that should be good to 0 degrees. Covers our area pretty well. It rarely gets down below 0. So there's the dipstick fill tube, and it says to fill it up halfway on the threads. Now, they didn't give you a funnel. This is an automotive funnel I have for gasoline. That doesn't fit. So now I got to go look for a small funnel, probably with a hose. And it also warns you not to tip the generator over when it's got oil in it. because oil may go where it's not supposed to inside the engine and could cause damage. So I did find a hose that fits in the hole. My funnel is too short to reach down in there without spilling it, and I had to heat up the end of the hose to get it over the end of the funnel. Capacity of this, according to the instructions, is 20.3 fluid ounces, which is what comes in here, presumably. So I should be able to pour all of this in there, and I'm already making a mess. But that's why I put the cardboard down there. So I pretty much got all of it in there. And I still haven't found any keys. Where are the keys? So that's full. Careful screwing this back in so you don't cross thread it. Wow. There we go. It goes in really easy. If it's not going in easy, you've got to cross thread it, so stop. If the oil gets too low, the generator won't start. So that's one thing to put on your checklist. If it doesn't start, double check your oil, make sure that the oil's not low. At this point in the instructions, it's telling me to go ahead and put some gas in here and start it up. But I'm hesitant to do that because I still can't find the key. But after you put some gas in it, here's the fuel shutoff valve. So if we push this lever up, that is on, so the gas will flow. This is for gasoline only. This isn't for the LP of the propane. And this way is off. So before you start it, make sure you've got this in the on position so you get fuel. And then the choke is over here. It's a black lever that you can't hardly see, but the choke is to the left for start. And after it starts, you slowly move it over to the open position, and then it should run smoothly in the run or open position. So I'll leave that on the choke side until I find a key. All right, my apologies. I did a better search of my packaging, and one of the problems with opening the box up upside down, which I thought I was being so clever, the instructions and the key are right on top of the the top lid. So there's the full set of the manual, the warning about removing those red brackets from underneath, and there's the keys. So it's got a relatively small gas container. It's a 4-gallon. And I'm just going to put a little bit of gas in here because I still have to deliver it, and I don't want to make it any heavier than I have to. So that's got the better half of a gallon of gasoline in there. Got this closed, and we're going to start on the handle side. Make sure we've got the choke on to the start position. We've got the fuel lever pointed up, so there's fuel flowing. This lever is pointed up to the gasoline. And I don't think we have to set anything else. I think we just got to turn the key. There, now I've got the choke all the way off. It's in the run position. That's how long it took to warm up. It's about 65 degrees outside. It's still pretty loud, so I'm going to turn that off. This switch needs to, if you're going to use this plug, push the switch that way. If you're going to use these plugs, push it this way towards these plugs. Each one of these has a circuit breaker. So if you're not getting any juice, this is the 12-volt circuit breaker. This is the circuit breaker for these. These two are the circuit breakers for this. There's 2 legs here that have power. So propane, if you want to use the propane, hook up the propane to here with the hose. You'll probably want to snug this up with a wrench. Hook that up to your propane tank. Open up the propane tank. Turn this valve over to propane. And it starts the same way. Put the switch in whichever side you want to use. So there we go. Got it all running, all set to go. We'll get it delivered over to Donna's, And one thing I forgot to mention, it does come with a spark plug wrench. If you're fortunate, you shouldn't have to take that spark plug out for a long time. Thanks for watching. I hope that helped you, and good luck with your generator.